NLWN-TV now brings you the In the Dugout show. A look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, join us in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers step out of Chippewa River Baseball League action to take on the Crescent Cardinals. The Cardinals and the Cavs met in a doubleheader back on July 9th in Crescent, where the Cardinals swept the Cavaliers 10-9 and 9-2. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's game between the Cavs and the Cardinals. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, there is CRBL action today, and with the races being tight, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. We'll also take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that. Coming up right after this brief timeout, you're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time shero to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our shero, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Crescent Cardinals from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The Cavaliers and the Crescent Cardinals met in a doubleheader back on July 9th in Crescent, with the Cardinals coming out on top 10-9 and 9-2. Now, in those games, the Cavaliers were led at the plate by Jack Redwine, who went 4 for 5 on the day, including a double. And the pitch. Soft liner out into right field, and Redwine is going to cruise on into second base. Gabe O'Brien also had a strong showing at the plate, going 3 for 7 on the day with a run scored on Luke Erickson's RBI single in the second game. Erickson's 0 for 2 in this game. Hits that one out into center field. And they say that he did not make the catch. 1 run's in. Second runner over to third is safe. So a base hit for Luke Erickson. He picks up an RBI. O'Brien also picked up 2 RBI on a base hit to center field in the 6th inning of Game 1. Ground ball out into center field. 1 run comes in. Here comes another one. And safe at the plate. Now, a somewhat unusual 2-hit performance was by Lucas Costley, who's more used to holding opposing teams to only 2 hits. Here's the pitch. And he sends one out into center field. Maybe he should bat more often. A base hit for Lucas Costley. You know, that's only appropriate following our between-game programming of the Adventures of Babe Ruth, because that's what Ruth did. Started out as a very effective pitcher, and then they discovered he could hit. And boy, did he. Now, later in that same game, Costley got his second hit by beating out an infield single. Here's the pitch. High hopper, fielded by the shortstop, throw over to first, and they didn't get him. Infield hit for Lucas Costley. On the mound in Game 1, Drew Wathke took the loss, going 2 2/3 innings and giving up 4 runs, only 2 of which were earned to even up his record at 1-1. Jalen Pascal took the loss in Game 2, going 3 1/3 innings and giving up 3 runs, with only 1 being an earned run. His record drops to 1-2 with a save on the season. Today, the Cavaliers will try to get some revenge for those losses to the Cardinals. Leading the way for La Crescent in the last matchup was center fielder Hunter Hess, who went 5 for 8 on the day and scored 4 runs. Cody Wells went 3 for 8 and picked up a run. And also having multiple hit day were Spencer Hans, Cody Lozano, and they each had 2 hits. Now, coming into this weekend, leading the way for the Cavaliers at the plate was Caden Erickson, who was hitting at a .340 pace and has driven in 10 RBI on 33 hits, including 8 doubles. Now, right behind Erickson with a .324 batting average was Cooper Kapanke, who had 23 hits, including 6 doubles. Campbell Kapanke at .305 rounded out the Cavaliers batting over .300. On the mound, the Cavaliers have been led by Lucas Costley. He's posted a 6-0 record with a 2.16 ERA and had struck out 48 in his 50 innings pitched, including 3 complete games. Andrew Milner had a 2.88 ERA with a 3-2 record and leads the team in strikeouts with 61 in 40 2/3 innings pitched. As a staff, the Cavaliers had a combined ERA of 4.72 with a whip of 1.75. Coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on the Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-2. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, back at the Goat Coffee House talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers step out of CRBL action to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Cavs played the Cardinals in a doubleheader back on July 9th, where the Cardinals swept the Cavaliers 9-2 and 10-9. Can you tell us a little bit about those outings?
It was a weird day. I feel like we outplayed them, but didn't outscore them. Just a weird day, you know. And we started a couple guys that we don't normally start. You know, I should say Fish doesn't start usually and stuff like that. You know, and got Jalen out there again after his injury, and he pitched well for us for the few innings he was in, and then pieced it together after that with I think Wafke pitched and Woodcock and Costley. So I mean, it was a good day for just kind of working some things out. You know, we got Gabe's bat going a little bit there. He was in a little bit of a slump, and he got a couple hits during that time and stuff. And we were shorthanded. We only had like 12 or 13 guys that day too. So you were kind of putting some guys in some positions that maybe they weren't used to playing, or pitching in spots that they weren't used to pitching. But overall, it was a good day. It's a nice day to go down to La Crescent. They're a nice team. They're a fun team to play. So it's nice to have them up here once.
Now, you mentioned you had guys like Jake Fisher and Jalen Pascal throwing, and they actually threw pretty respectably. Can you talk a little bit about how important that will be as the Cavaliers move forward and hopefully find a way into the CRBL playoffs or the WBA playoffs to add some depth to that?
Yeah, it was important to get Fish out there just because we haven't stretched him out yet. We only pitched him 1 or 2 innings usually. So going into the 4th inning, pitching into the 4th inning, I believe he pitched 3 1/3 or 3 2/3, something like that. It was really good to see, and he didn't really lose much until that last inning that he went out there, and we could see it, and that kind of stuff. And with Jalen, he was hurt a little bit, so he took a couple weeks off, so it was the first time back on the mound. So it's good to get him in a non-conference game to throw a few innings and see where his arm's at. His arm feels pretty healthy. He'll probably be a very important key coming out of the bullpen a lot of these games, because I think we've kind of settled into our 3 starters, that we have confidence in, that can really go out there and shove when we need them to, and realistically in the CRBL, if we make that playoff, hopefully we do, you got to win a couple games there, so you got your 2 guys and then reserves. And then the WBA, you got to win, 5 games basically, I think. So it's important to have a couple of guys that you can rely on to maybe shorten starts for guys if you needed to save them for another game, or pick up a spot start like that. And that's something that we can rely on Jalen and Fish to do now.
Now, in those games down in La Crescent, the Cardinals took advantage of 10 walks and 5 hit batters. You can't play defense against walks and hit batters. No. Does that raise any concerns for you?
No, it's just a day. Baseball's a weird game. I said that to a few people when we played Bloomer. It's like, I don't know how you lose a game 3-2 and win a game 13-0.
Right.
So baseball's a weird game. So it's one of those deals where just the guys lost control for a little bit. And the zone was kind of goofy, and we talked about this afterwards. I don't like criticizing umpires, but it was something. And it's fine, but they got to learn to throw where the zone is, and sometimes you got to learn it every inning, which is the case that we had. I know the Crescent didn't have any easier job on their side either,
right.
So I think it's just because baseball's a weird game, and it was just one of those days where we walked a few guys.
So, last time these two teams met, Cavs came up on the short end. What do you expect to see different this time around?
Well, hopefully the numbers won't lie this time with runs and stuff. We're going to treat it like we treated the Marshfield game. We're going to have some fun with it. It's nice to have those guys here. It'll be a good little refresh for some guys to work on some stuff going into the playoffs. I think it's one of the last games that we play in the year, non-conference-wise outside of Holman, I think, and then our fan appreciation. But that'll be a good tune-up for the following week where we got Osseo and Beef River and stuff like that, and then that makeup with the Rivermen. So it'll be a nice time to fine-tune some skills for some guys and to have a baseball game with no pressure. They don't have to worry about anything. We want to win every game we can, but again, the conference games, I really want these guys to focus on working on stuff that make them better baseball players.
So, any idea who's getting the call to the mound tonight, or is it going to be a game-time decision?
Probably a game-time decision, but like I said, if we treat it like Marshfield, we threw 2 position players in that game, and then got 2 other guys out there that needed a little bit of work, and so we might do something like that.
And actually, one of those position players really pitched outstandingly well, and and could have found himself a way into your bullpen staff as well. He might have.
We got a couple extra infielders, so we might need that. Down the line when we got a stretch of games in the playoffs and stuff. So you never know. But yeah, they seem to be excited about the roles that they can play. And again, like I said, we've got Osseo and Beef River and
the Rivermen
all next week. So it's one of those games where we're probably not going to throw anybody unless somebody wants to treat it like a bullpen, where they want to get out there for an inning just to keep fresh and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we'll do. We'll just piece it together and go from there. And maybe you'll see Ben Boat out there pitching 3 or 4 innings. Who knows?
Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers will continue to sharpen things up for that playoff drive.
Hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the La Crescent Cardinals. Now, there is action in the CRBL today, and since things are quite close in the Chippewa River Baseball League playoff race, this seems like it would be a good time to take a look at the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Now, back on Wednesday, the game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Rivermen was halted due to severe weather after 3.5 innings, with the Cavaliers on top 1-0, and will be continued on Sunday, July 30th. The Osseo Merchants defeated the Eau Claire Bears 4-1, and the Augusta Athletics were topped by the Beef River Bullfrogs 11-6. Now that leaves the standings as follows. In the North, the 17-3 Tilden Tigers have locked up the division and hold a 6.5 game lead over the 8-7 Cadott Red Sox. Meanwhile, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks have climbed into third place at 8-9, 7.5 games behind, while the Jim Falls Sturgeons are 9 games out at 6-10, and the 5-12 Bloomer Woodticks are 10.5 back. In the South, the 17-2 Osseo Merchants are the division champs and hold a 5.5 game lead over the 10-6 Eau Claire Cavaliers, while the 10-7 Eau Claire Bears and the Eau Claire Rivermen are 6 games back. The 2-15 Beef River Bullfrogs occupy 5th place, and the 1-16 Augusta Athletics are in 6th. In the wild card race for 2 spots in the playoffs, the Cavaliers are leading the way with the Eau Claire Bears and the Eau Claire Rivermen tied just a half a game back. The Cadott Red Sox are 1.5 games back, and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are 2.5 games out. In the CRBL action today, the Eau Claire Rivermen will travel to Grudem Field in Jim Falls to face the Sturgeons in a doubleheader, while the Augusta Athletics will host the Bloomer Woodticks in 2 games at Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. The Beef River Bullfrogs will round out the CRBL action today by playing 2 at the Cadott Red Sox. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Eau Claire Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Tuesday, July 25th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Tuesday, July 25th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Xavier Bemnister. And Xavier, tell us a little bit about where you grew up, different kinds of baseball you played, and so on.
Well, I grew up here in Eau Claire, played with the National Little League and then Babe Ruth, and then I'm playing college at Hamlin University.
And how did your season go at Hamlin this year?
Not quite the way we hoped, but it was all right.
Got to take the hill a few times?
Yep.
Okay. So when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that interest you, keep you occupied?
Golfing. A lot of golfing in the summertime.
A lot of golfing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of chasing the little white ball around
Yep.
and getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that one. All right, I got a couple rapid fire questions for you.
All right.
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter cookies. Okay. How about burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Brats.
What do you want on that brat?
Ketchup and mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Yep.
No kraut or anything like that? No, just ketchup and mustard. All right. Favorite major league team?
Brewers.
Okay. Is there, sticking with the state teams, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Even though you go to school over in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes that gets a little tough. All right, is there a favorite major league player at any time period at all that inspired you or influenced the way that you play your game?
Ichiro, I would say. I watched a lot of Ichiro as a kid. It's kind of just shaped the way I play outfield kind of after him. And,
He played with a lot of hustle, doesn't he? Yeah. Now, if you had a superpower, what do you think that might be?
I want it to be super speed, probably.
Super speed?
Speed, yeah.
All right, now, if you have that superpower of super speed, of course you have to have a superhero name to go
Yeah.
with that. What do you think that might be?
I mean, I don't know. There already is a superhero with super speed, Flash.
Right.
So I'd have to come up with something around that.
Flash
Sure.
Jr. or
Flash,
something.
yeah, Flash Jr.
There you
Bobby
go.
Flash.
We're talking with
From
Xavier
Cable.
Bemnister on Cavalier Profile. How about a shout out to the family and the fans who are watching you play?
Yeah, shout out to my grandparents and my parents. Obviously, they come at every game. Obviously, my dad's.
Your dad's going to be there, that's for sure.
Yeah. But no, my grandparents, both sets, have supported me throughout all of my baseball career, and I know they'll be there watching games this summer too.
Now, when people come to Cavalier games, remind us of what number you're going to be wearing and what position do you play?
I'll be wearing number 4. I play center field and pitcher, outfield and pitcher.
Okay, we want to thank Xavier Bemnister for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up, more of the In the Dugout show.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will face off against the Crescent Cardinals. And although this game is not a CRBL game, the Cavaliers have an opportunity to keep the bats hot as they have recently and prepare for that final push in the CRBL playoff race. Key to today's game, although many players are likely to be playing in positions in which they normally don't play, focusing on fundamentals will go a long way toward getting the job done. That also means the Cavaliers have an opportunity to exact a little revenge for the doubleheader sweep at the hands of the Cardinals back on July 9th. Now that all means you're about to see some exciting Cavalier baseball, and we'll have it for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at Carson Park in Eau Claire as we bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Crescent Cardinals. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball into left field! Could it be? Could it be? Way back! Toss the fence and it's out of here! It's a 3-run home run and the Cavaliers take the lead!
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Carson Park. Rick Olson here with you, along with Dan Petchow, doing double duty, triple duty actually. He was our equipment gopher all of a sudden. We had a mixer that quit just under an hour before now, and Dan had to run all the way back to my house and all the way back here with our other mixer.
I didn't know it. I didn't know your car could go that fast.
Hey, that's a good car, let me tell you. So we've got the Cavaliers taking on the Crescent Cardinals this afternoon on a high overcast. I don't know if those are clouds or smoke or what, but we're getting ready for some baseball. Both teams have taken their infield practice, so the starting lineups for today's games were here just a minute ago. And Ann is on the computer. She was hiding them on me. She was. For the Crescent Cardinals, leading off playing left field is Hunter Hess. Batting second, the second baseman, Mason Bills. Batting third and out at third base is A.J. Lewis. Batting fourth and shortstop is Spencer Hans. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Conley O'Keefe. Batting sixth, the center fielder, that's Caden Smith. And let's see, batting seventh and behind the plate, Cody Lozano. Batting eighth and playing right field, Jack Coleman. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, Justin Maxted. And batting 10th and pitching is Bryant Koenig. I believe Maxted is the extra hitter, not the designated hitter, because every position player is batting. So for the Cavaliers, leading off, and our Geno's player of the game is Caden Erickson. Dan got the lucky roll today, got to roll the lucky 10-sided die, and Caden's number came up. And so he will be our Geno's player of the game. More on that a little bit later on. Batting second, the extra hitter, Campbell Kapanke. Batting third and playing right field, Gabe O'Brien. Batting fourth and first base, Cooper Kapanke. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Jack Redwine. Batting sixth and catching, Cole Timon. Batting seventh and playing center field, Luke Erickson. Batting eighth and at shortstop, Ben Boda. Batting ninth and pitching today, Jalen Pascal. And batting 10th and playing third base, Jackson Vance. Let's send it to the public address announcer, Steve Kent, for his pregame announcements.
Number 9, Spencer High. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 6, Conley O'Keefe. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 8, Caden Smith. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 18, Cody Lozano. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 14, Jack Coleman. Batting ninth, the DH, number 13, Justin Maxted. And hitting 10th, the pitcher, number 2, Bryant Koenig. The Cardinals are coached by Justin Maxted. Now, the starting lineup for your very own 2023 Oakland Cavaliers. Leading off, playing second base, number 6, Caden Erickson. Batting second, U.S. Raider, number 27, Cam Kapanke. Hitting third, primary field, number 47, Gabe O'Brien. Batting cleanup, first baseman, number 7, Cooper Kapanke. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 20, Jack Redwine. Hitting sixth, the catcher, number 19, Cole Timon. Hitting seventh, the center fielder, number 14, Luke Erickson. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 17, Ben Boda. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 11, Jalen Pascal. And hitting 10th, the third baseman, number 5, Jackson Vance. The Cavaliers are coached by Ryan Bemnister, and he's assisted by Brian Lyon and Ryan Page. Our officials for today's game on the bases, Mr. John Sumner. And behind home plate, Sir Matthew Miller. Now, would you please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and honor your address to the flag of the national anthem.
And that's the playing of our national anthem here at Carson Park, and we'll have the first pitch of today's game between the Cavaliers and the Crescent Cardinals coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Back here at Carson Park, Rick Olson along with Ann Monroe on the computer, Dan Petchow on the camera. He's going to try doing both camera and color commentary. He's done that before. That's no problem for Dan. Not to mention Speedway driver going and getting the equipment that we needed. Going to have to check out that mixer and find out why it's not cooperating today. Of course, maybe it was too tired out after the football game yesterday we had on NLWN-2. Same mixer, so yeah, it was, yeah, Dan says still sleeping after the drive back from down near Madison. So leading off the top of the first inning for the Crescent Cardinals is Hunter Hess. And Hunter Hess went 3 for 4. And he fouls first one away. Actually, he went 4 for 8 in the doubleheader down on La Crescent. So no balls and 1 strike. And the pitch fouled away, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Hess. Jalen Pascal on the mound. Here's the pitch. Inside, and that got Hess on the thigh, it looked like. And so we have a runner on first, and it brings up Mason Bills.
Number 10, Mason Bills.
First pitch is a called strike. Bills went 1 for 4. in the doubleheader down at La Crescent. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. The ball gets by Timon. And down to second. Goes Hunter Hess. No balls and 2 strikes. Pascal looking out at second, and he delivers. High and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Miller behind the plate. John Sumner out on the bases. Here's the pitch. Pop up in the infield, Boda underneath it. He makes the catch for out number 1. That's going to bring up A.J. Lewis. And Lewis went 1 for 5 in the doubleheader. First pitch is a called strike at the knees. Pascal takes a step towards second, and Hunter Hess gets back.
Heads up.
Just hey, that one just missed us. Foul ball back toward the press box.
Skipped off the screen right below us.
Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Count holds it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Pascal at the belt. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung and foul, tipped off the glove of Timon. And the count holds at 0-2. A.J. Lewis at the plate. Pascal looks over at second, and he delivers. Ground ball right back to Pascal. He fires over to third. They've got Hess in a rundown, and they make the tag out at second. So A.J. Lewis is on a fielder's choice. That was a 1 to 5 to 6 put out. And so Hunter Hess is out at second. That's 2 down, and Spencer Hans comes to the plate. Two for 7 in the doubleheader. Scored a couple runs, and the first pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. Pascal looking in, he delivers. Fouled off the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. High and away. 1-2. That was a go ahead and chase that high fastball if you want.
Yeah,
not going to hit it.
Off the corner, but just a little high.
The 1-2 pitch. Check swing just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner on first. That runner on first is A.J. Lewis. This is Spencer Hans at the plate. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Jalen Pascal retires The Crescent Cardinals with no runs on no hits, no errors. One was left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's Crescent nothing, and the Cavaliers coming to bat on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Back here at Carson Park, Rick Olson, along with Dan Petchow and Monroe, bringing you all the action of this game between the Cavaliers and the Crescent Cardinals. Heading to the bottom of the first inning, due up for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson, Campbell Kapanke, and Gabe O'Brien. Caden Erickson steps in as our Gino's player of the game. Mention Caden's name when you go out to Gino's tomorrow. Get yourself a free soft drink, and if he scores, it'll be a free appetizer for your table. Caden coming into the game batting .337. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Here's the pitch. Ground ball out to short. Picked up there, throw over to first, and it's high. Pulled him off the bag, and Erickson's safe. That's going to be an error on the throw by the shortstop, Spencer Hans. But Erickson showing good hustle. Beats the throw as it pulled Conley O'Keefe up off the bag, and he was in midair when Erickson stepped on the bag. Cooper Kapanke, or Campbell Kapanke coming to the plate. He's hitting .305 this season. Erickson takes a lead. And throw over to first in time. Taking a look at the Cardinals defensively, A.J. Lewis at third, Spencer Hans at short, Mason Bills at first. Conley O'Keefe is, or Mason Bills at second, Conley O'Keefe is at first. Cody Lozano behind the plate. On the mound, Bryant Koenig. And the pitch is high for a ball. Out in the outfield is Hunter Hess, Caden Smith, and Jack Coleman out in right field. Koenig delivers. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Erickson takes his lead over at first. Koenig delivers. Erickson goes. Throw down to second. And he's in underneath the tag. John Sumner called him safe out at second. Now Mason Bills thought he got the tag on him, but Erickson kind of got low and dirty on that one and got into the bag.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest jump by Erickson, but
did the job.
Got the job done.
2-1 is the count now to Campbell Kapanke. Runner on second now, Caden Erickson. Koenig looks over at second and now delivers to the plate. Swung on a miss, counts even at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out. Cavs have a runner on second. Koenig steps off, bluffs the throw to second. Erickson back without too much effort. Koenig at the belt, and he delivers. Swung on a missed strike three, and down goes Kapanke.
Chased one in the dirt.
So, batting now for the Cavaliers, Gabe O'Brien. O'Brien batting .308. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the backstop. Saw that high heat. Actually, that was a very rare thing we just saw, is Gabe O'Brien swinging at a first pitch. He usually takes a strike. No balls in one strike to Gabe O'Brien. And the pitch. Foul tip, strike two.
Probably something on the way now. He came inside.
At the belt, and the pitch. High and inside, and they say it got him in the shoulder. Didn't get him by much, but it got him in the shoulder. So O'Brien on first after being hit by the pitch. Caden Erickson out on second. He's our Geno's player of the game. 180 feet away from getting us appetizers. And Cooper Kapanke steps to the plate. And the first pitch to Kapanke is low for a ball. I want to give a shout out to Ben Ryder, our color commentator the last few games. He was going to be here today, but he's home dealing with testing positive for COVID. Yeah, it's still around. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. I know Ben is excited that Caden Erickson's out there on second, reasonably close to scoring. He likes those Geno's appetizers.
That always makes me feel better.
Yeah, it sure does. And the pitch, high and away. Ann and I, after the football game yesterday down in Madison, stopped at an Italian restaurant. So going out to Geno's Pizza would be right in the spirit of the whole thing, wouldn't it?
That's right. It's Italian weekend.
3 balls and no strikes to Cooper Kapanke. Runners take their leads, and the pitch. Strike called, Cooper taking all the way. 3-1, hitter's pitch coming up now for Cooper. Jack Redwine on deck. Erickson with his lead at second, and the pitch, it's outside for ball 4. Cavs have the bases loaded with Jack Redwine coming to the plate. Redwine batting .250 on the season. Couple of home runs in that. Haven't seen a grand slam in a long time. What do you think about that idea, Dan? Good strategy here?
Yeah.
Grand slam home run?
Wind's going out right now.
What wind there isn't very much. Koenig delivers. Outside for a ball.
Good snag.
Nice scoop and stop that time by Cody Lozano. Otherwise, the Cavs would have a run on the board. Erickson's ready.
Yeah, Lozano had a good game when we were down there in La Crescent.
He did. Very active behind the plate. There's a strike called right down the middle of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Third baseman A.J. Lewis playing up near the edge of the grass. Here's the pitch. Line shot, it gets through and out into left field. 1 run is in, and that's what the Cavs are going to get. But I'll tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get free appetizers out at Geno's because Caden Erickson has just scored on a base hit with an RBI by Jack Redwine. Bases are still loaded. Coming to the plate is Cole Timon.
At 6, the catcher, number 19, Cole Timon.
Last week, Wednesday, he hit one over the Pepsi sign in left field. Cavs on top now, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first. Koenig looking in for the sign. He shakes one off. Now he likes that one. And he delivers. Swung on him, foul tipped. No balls, 2 strikes. Koenig at the belt. And he delivers. Inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. All 3 runners taking their lead. 1 out. Cavs hoping to be able to hang a crooked number. High and away. Counts even at 2-2. Bryant Koenig struggling a little with his control right now. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled away off the facade of the grandstand. Count holds at 2-2. Lewis still playing up near the edge of the grass. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. This could score a run, or it should. Back and making the catch is Caden Smith, but tagging and coming in to score is Gabe O'Brien. So Timon hits an RBI sac fly out into center field for the second out of the inning, but the second run of the inning as well. Luke Erickson coming to the plate. Erickson batting .200. The Cavs have runners on the corners. Cody Lozano went out and gave some signs to the infield as to how they're going to handle the runners on the corners situation. Strike called. Jack Redwine over on first. Cooper Kapanke on third. And the pitch. And that's low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, 2 on. 2 runs in for the Cavs. Koenig at the belt. And the pitch. High and inside. Throw back to first, and back in time is Redwine. Hey, they tried the old hidden ball trick that time. O'Keefe bluffed the throw back to the mound and still had the ball in his hand, but Redwine wasn't falling for that one. Got to get up earlier in the morning to fool him on that. And the pitch, it's inside for a ball to Luke Erickson. 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 down. Koenig looks at first, and now he delivers. Check swing, strike called. Luke Erickson didn't like that call very much.
Caught the black on the outside.
Yeah, paint's probably still dripping on that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. Short pop up in the infield. Koenig is under it, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. But the Cavaliers pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 1 inning, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Crescent Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
We're back here at Carson Park. Cavaliers on top, 2-0. There, helps if I turn my mic back on. Jalen Pascal on the mound for the Cavaliers. Got through the 1st inning without any damage of any consequence. Due up for the Cardinals, Conley O'Keefe, Camden Smith, and Cody Lozano. So stepping to the plate, Conley O'Keefe, he went 0 for 3 in the doubleheader.
Number 6, first baseman, Conley O'Keefe.
Pascal winds and delivers. Just missed inside for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. High for ball 2. Here's the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1. Two balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Little change up there.
Pulled the string, that's for sure. Conley O'Keefe way out in front of that last one. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Pascal fell behind 2-0 and then came back and got him on 3 straight strikes. That's going to bring up Camden Smith. Smith went 1 for 6 in the doubleheader. That one's low and inside for a ball. Here's the wind in the pitch. High and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. Inside third of the plate. And the 2-1 pitch. Outside. Three balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 pitch. High pop foul. Cooper Kapanke ranging over. And he was over near the fence. Couldn't quite make the play. I think he thought he was closer to the fence than he was, and the ball fell between him and the fence. So, 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out, we're in the top of the 2nd inning. And the pitch to Smith. Swung on a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 3 for Pascal. Brings up Cody Lozano, the catcher. Lozano went 2 for 6 in that doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Fouled way off the right side. Out of play. And stepping in is Lozano. Pascal's delivery. Strike called at the letters. Fastball had Lozano fooled. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pascal walks off the mound. The Nats are getting to him. And the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Erickson scoops it up, throws it over to first in time. So the Cardinals go down in order in the 2nd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers 2. And the Crescent Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-TV. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Ben Boda. Boda batting 149. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field, and it's going right at that right fielder, Jack Coleman.
The pitcher, number 11, Jalen Pascal.
So, Jalen Pascal coming up to try to help his cause a little as the pitcher. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Pascal batting 286. And the pitch, that's low for a ball. One ball and one strike to Jalen Pascal with one out. There's the pitch. Inside for a ball. Koenig looks in. Swing and a miss. Count goes even at 2-2. Pascal's had 7 at-bats. Got a couple hits. He scored 5 runs. Koenig at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pascal goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Koenig. Brings up Jackson Vance, the third baseman, comes into the game batting .241. And the pitch, line shot out into left center field, coming in and making a diving catch is Caden Smith. Nice play by Smith. Robbed Jackson Vance of what otherwise would have been extra bases, so the Cavs go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 2. It's the Cavaliers 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement.
Well, we have a new rump on the bump for the Cavaliers, and that's Gabe O'Brien. Jalen Pascal went 2 innings, didn't allow any runs, no hits, struck out 3. Gabe O'Brien making his pitching debut today. Also into the lineup is Cody Dayton. He'll be batting in Jalen Pascal's spot in the lineup, but he's going out to play second base. And Caden Erickson is moving over to third, and out in right field is Jackson Vance. Coming up for the Crescent Cardinals, Jack Coleman, Justin Maxted, and Bryant Koenig. Here's the first pitch to Coleman, and it's high and away for a ball. So it'll be interesting to see Gabe O'Brien in his pitching debut for the Cavaliers. Big, tall lefty, and the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner.
Yeah, I thought there was something wrong there when I saw him grabbing the ball out of the mound. I've never seen him pitch.
Well, we're going to now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased some high heat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack Coleman at the plate, the right fielder. High and inside for a ball. Coleman did not play in the doubleheader down in La Crescent. O'Brien's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Gabe O'Brien picks up his first strikeout as a Cavalier pitcher. It's going to bring up Justin Maxted, who is the extra hitter for the Cardinals. O'Brien winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. I'll say this for Gabe O'Brien. He's coming out there and throwing strikes. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. O'Brien ahead 0-2. O'Brien winds and he delivers. That one was high for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Maxted goes down swinging, and it's going to bring up Bryant Koenig, the pitcher.
For the Cardinals.
Well, evidently they're only going to bat 9. We're going back to the top. Back to the top of the order, Hunter Hess. And the pitch is high. And the next pitch is just a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Gabe O'Brien into the wind and the pitch. Foul back into the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on a missed. 2-2. You know, O'Brien's got to have something on that ball because those guys are just looking very confused.
It's like in a stretch, there's like a little snap to it.
Here's the wind, 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Gabe O'Brien goes in and strikes out the side in his debut as a Cavalier pitcher. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And after 2.5, it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-2. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Getting ready to head to the bottom of the third inning. Cavs up on top 2-0 to the Crescent Cardinals. By the way, the Cavs come into today's game. I had it right here. Where'd I put it? Well, Richard, you'd lose your head if it wasn't attached to your shoulder. Cavs come into the game 15-3 overall. And Caden Erickson fouls it off the front of the press box off to our right. Erickson got on an error by the shortstop to start the game out. He is our Geno's player of the game, and then he did come around and score. So mention Caden Erickson's name, and it's fouled back when you go out to Geno's tomorrow and get a free appetizer for your table. No balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. That was low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Bobble by Bills, and boy, I tell you what, you bobble the ball, you're not going to get Erickson because he's got deceptive speed. He's got long legs, so it looks like he's running slow, but he's covering a lot of ground with each stride, and he beat it out. It's going to be charged as an error on Bills over at second base. Campbell Kapanke struck out his first time up. Erickson takes his lead at first. Koenig at the belt. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. Might have been a little bit low as well. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 on. Nobody out. Koenig shakes off a couple of pitches. Now he's at the belt. And he delivers. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Kapanke readies himself. And the pitch fouled away. Count holds at 1-2.
Hess isn't throwing overly fast.
Koenig at the belt. And he delivers. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Throw down to first, and Erickson's back. It's going to bring up Gabe O'Brien, the pitcher for the Cavaliers. He got hit by a pitch his first appearance. Came around and scored the second Cavalier run. And the pitch is inside for a ball. Erickson takes his lead at first. And the pitch. That's high for a ball.
Good pitch, just a little bit high. Curveball.
Koenig delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's see if Erickson has a notion to go. It was really close when he stole that bag in the first inning. Throw over to first, and he's back.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a pretty good jump if he does, because they already got their eye on him.
Swing and a miss. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Erickson takes his lead. It's not a huge lead. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner.
Good pitch, yeah. Painted the black on the inside.
It's going to bring up Cooper Kapanke. He drew a walk his first time up. Koenig looks over at first and now delivers, and Cooper follows it back into the net. One ball, 2 strike, or check that. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. And the pitch. That's low. Evens count up at 1-1 with 2 away. Caden Erickson on first. Takes his lead. Koenig delivers, fouled back into the net. Cooper Kapanke hanging tough. 1-2. Koenig delivers. Fly ball out into right field for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Erickson. Kapanke stays at first, and the Cavaliers have runners on the corners. That's going to bring up Jack Redwine. Redwine hit an RBI single to left field his last time up. And I'm sure that our colleague Ben Ryder is watching this game. And no, Ben, if Caden scores again, it does not mean you get 2 free appetizers.
Maybe we have to change that rule.
You take that one up with Scott out at Geno's. Here's a foul back into the net. I think Scott's being pretty generous the way it is. No balls and 1 strike to Jack Redwine. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. It was blocked by Lazar. And the pitch is a little bit low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jack Redwine. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. That's gonna be
caught.
And they say he caught it out in left field. To be honest with you, I thought it bounced, but John Sumner out on the bases says he caught it, and so Redwine goes down flying to left field. We've completed 3, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-TV. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Due up for the Crescent Cardinals, Mason Bills, followed by A.J. Lewis and Spencer Hans. Gabe O'Brien out on the mound for his second inning. Looking to see who's warming up. Just a little bit of soft toss right now. Evidently not really anybody other than just get a little soft toss while the warm-ups are going out on the bases. So leading off the top of the fourth inning, Mason Bills, who popped to short his last time up. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the wind and the pitch. That's high. 3 balls, no strikes. To Mason Bills. O'Brien delivers. That's a strike right down the middle of the plate. That's O'Brien's get me over pitch. And the pitch. Foul back. Look out, Dan. That hit the wall right between Dan and Steve Kent in the other press box, the divider between the press boxes. Ann's going, holy cow, that was close. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gabe O'Brien came back and got him. That's 4 batters up and 4 strikeouts for Gabe O'Brien. A.J. Lewis coming to the plate. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen, strike 1.
I think they're aiming at us today.
What was that?
I think they're aiming at us today.
I think so.
That was right below us, too.
And sure, you did not bring your glove today, did you?
I didn't.
Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. He chased the high heat that time. A.J. Lewis grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. And the pitch. That missed just a little bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Actually, that was a really good pitch by O'Brien because he knew that Lewis chased a real high one before. This one was closer to the strike zone, but Lewis did not chase. That pitch is outside.
Back-to-back curveballs. See if he comes back with a fastball here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Line shot fair down the third base line. Rounding first and heading to second. And he's going to check in there. That's the first hit of the game for the Cardinals. For A.J. Lewis. So with 1 out, coming to the plate is Spencer Hans. Hans struck out looking. And the first pitch is a ball. Lewis taking his lead at second. And the pitch fouled off the mask of Timon. Kind of shakes the cobwebs out. One ball and 1 strike. Lewis takes his lead at second. Cody Dayton playing cat and mouse with him. And fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We do have some activity down in the Cavalier bullpen. O'Brien's pitch fouled away, and that's off the face of the press box. Off to our right.
Right-handed. Would that be Drew Waskey?
I believe you're right. Yes, Drew Wathke warming up down in the bullpen. Pitch is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Brien at the belt. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into shallow center field. Luke Erickson comes in and makes the catch. 2 down. Runner on second. Conley O'Keefe struck out his first time up.
First baseman, Conley O'Keefe.
O'Brien delivers. Just missed high. O'Brien at the belt. Here's the pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. High foul out of play. 2 balls and a strike now to Conley O'Keefe. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Caden Smith stepping to the plate, went down on strikes his first trip up. 2 runners on now. And the pitch inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Two balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike one. Gabe O'Brien has kind of started a little bit of a habit falling behind 2-0. And on more than one occasion, he's come back and gotten the batter. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. To Caden Smith. Here's the pitch. Foul tip. Count is full. It's going to be traveling time for the runners. We've got A.J. Lewis out on second and Conley O'Keefe on first. They'll be taking off on the pitch as it's a full count to Caden Smith. O'Brien at the belt. And the payoff pitch. Ball 4. That didn't miss by much. It's going to bring up Cody Lozano. And bases are loaded, so Ryan Bemnister going out to talk to his team. Usually this is a defensive chat. So with the bases loaded, A.J. Lewis is out on second. Conley O'Keefe, or A.J. Lewis on third, Conley O'Keefe on second, and Caden Smith on first. Drew Wathke warming up in the Cavalier bullpen. And Bemnister had his say. So with 2 down, stepping to the plate, Cody Lozano grounded to second in his first appearance, and that missed low.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's right there.
Yeah, it caught the corner. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Throw it on to first, and not in time. Two balls, no strikes. And Lozano called time. Got one of those gnats in his eyes. And used some of her mothering instinct. Strike called on the outside corner. Gave a little container of Noxzema to the Cavalier dugout because the methyl eucalyptus in that, and a foul away for strike 2. Tends to keep the gnats and mosquitoes away. So you put a little inside your hat and you shouldn't have a gnat problem. So way to go, Ann. Foul back into the screen. Count holds at 2-2. And O'Brien steps off the rubber, wipes the bugs from his eyes, and then comes back. Here's the pitch. Swung and foul tipped. Count holds at 2-2. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Cavaliers on top 2-0, but the Cardinals are threatening. 2 down. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's high for ball 3. There is nowhere to put him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Traveling time for all 3 runners. Smith at first, O'Keefe at second, and Lewis at third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. O'Brien gets out of the inning with no damage done, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 3 were left on base. Gabe O'Brien just finished his second inning of work, and the Cavaliers are on top 2-0 after 3.5 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Tuesday, July 25th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osseo Merchants from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Tuesday, July 25th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Back here at Carson Park, getting ready for the Cavalier half of the 4th inning, but gotta give it to the Cavalier pitchers so far tonight, or today. Gabe O'Brien picked up 5 strikeouts in 2 innings of work, and 3 strikeouts in 2 innings of work went to Jalen Pascal. Anytime you get 8 strikeouts in 4 innings of work, that's a pretty good day. For the Cavaliers, Cole Tyman stepping to the plate. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning. And the pitch is outside for a ball. He'll be followed by Luke Erickson and Ben Boda. And the pitch is high. I believe that Drew Wathke is going to be coming in the next inning for the Cavaliers to pitch. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the letters over the middle of the plate. Two balls and 1 strike. Cole Tyman. 2 home runs on the season. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Timon goes down swinging. It's going to bring up Luke Erickson. He popped out to the pitcher his first time up. Koenig's pitch. And it was just low for a ball. Koenig delivers. Check swing, strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out to Luke Erickson. And the pitch. Line shot, falls in for a base hit in left field. Erickson rounds first, he's going to hold there. Just a nice routine base hit out to left field. You don't have to crush it to be pretty valuable. It's going to bring Ben Boda to the plate. Boda flew out to right field his last time up. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike, or no balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate. 0-2. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ben Boda at the plate. Luke Erickson out at first. Bryant Koenig at the belt. Throw over to first. Erickson's back. Erickson takes his lead. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. So, Ben Boda goes down swinging. Cody Dayton coming to the plate. Dayton batting .214. He's been swinging a fairly hot bat as of late. Pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's a strike called over the inside third. Luke Erickson sure has their attention over at first. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Bobbled at third. Throw over to first and safe at first. It's going to be an error on the third baseman, but Cody Davis is safe. And that put Luke Erickson over on second. And Jackson Vance coming to the plate. Flew out to center field his first time up. And the pitch, swung on and missed. A little bit behind that fastball. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. A ball and a strike to Jackson Vance. Here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's outside. Lozano tried to frame it. Two balls, two strikes, two down, two on. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Cavs up on top, 2-0. They'd like to add to that. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. So that'll do it for the Cavaliers in the fourth. They pick up no runs on one hit. There was one error, and two were left on base. We've played four, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
New pitcher for the Cavaliers, Drew Wathke. And Wathke comes into the game. Well, he came into the weekend with a 2-1 record and an 8.40 earned run average. Ran into a little trouble against this team back down in La Crescent. And now I'm trying to find all my paperwork on that game. He went 2 2/3 innings and gave up 4 runs, 2 of which were earned in that game down in La Crescent that the Cavs got walked off 10-9. So Drew would like to get a little bit of payback for that outing. Due up, Jack Coleman, Justin Maxted, and then back to the top of the order with Hunter Hess. Wathke's first pitch, fly ball out into left field, heading back and making the catch is Jack Redwine on the run at the warning track. And draws a nice applause from the Cavalier faithful. Justin Maxted comes to the plate. Maxted struck out his first time up, and that pitch is a called strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fastball swung and fouled away. Wathke came in with that opening curveball, got the strike, and then got Maxted to foul the fastball off. So it's 0-2. Here's the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Curveball fouled away.
We ever saw what happens if an eagle gets the ball?
We didn't.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Justin Maxted. Foul ball off on the right side. I'm worried Ann and Dan are doing conspiracy theory things over here again. Like, what happens if you hit a fly ball and an eagle grabs it in mid-flight and flies out of the ballpark? And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, it could happen.
I vote home run.
In your dream, Dan. Pitch is inside. Count goes full. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike 3 called. So Maxtag goes down looking and takes us back to the top of the order with 2 down to Hunter Hess. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and then went down looking in the 3rd inning. Right now we're in the top of the 5th in a game scheduled for 9. Cavaliers on top 2-0. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson doesn't have to move more than a step or 2. So for the Cardinals, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4.5, and it's the Cavs 2 and the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
All right, Dan's getting very creative over here.
We can make.
Give me that scenario again, Dan. What are you questioning?
Yeah. What if your pitcher is holding a Twinkie while pitching, and the ball knocks it out of his hand?
Well, I liked it better when we were talking about he was eating the Twinkie.
He was
knocks it out of his mouth.
Right. You know, back in the probably the 30s, 20s, they were probably pitching with a cigarette.
Could be, or a cigar.
Cigarette, sure. Yeah, we could really add to the rule book.
Yes, we sure could. And then at the same time, please don't. All right, do it for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 5th inning. We have top of the order, Caden Erickson, our Geno's player of the game. He's 0 for 2, got on an error both times up, and one of those times he scored a run. So go on out to Geno's tomorrow, mention Caden Erickson's name, and get yourself a free appetizer for your table. Koenig delivers the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. Shakes off the first sign, takes the second one, and the 1-0 pitch fouled back just over the top of the press box. 1 ball and 1 strike. Koenig looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside. Two balls and a strike. Koenig at the belt. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Smith. And he makes the catch. All right, 1 out. And at the plate is Campbell Kapanke. First pitch is a ball. Kapanke struck out twice. 2 balls and no strikes to Campbell Kapanke. And the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. And the pitch. That's low, ball 3. 3-1 for Campbell Kapanke. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Fastball. Count is full now to Campbell Kapanke. Can he get the belt and the pitch? That's high for ball 4. That'll bring up Gabe O'Brien. Was hit by a pitch first time up, and then he went down looking last time up. Brian has his batting average up over 300. Swung on and fall back into the screen after it dipped below 300 for the first time this year. It was down in the 290s. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Koenig looks in. And the pitch. Fouled away. On the top of the Cardinal dugout. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Campbell Kapanke on first. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 down. That's going to bring up Cooper Kapanke. He's walked and singled.
First baseman, Cooper Kapanke.
Koenig delivers. It's outside for a ball. One ball and no strikes. Cooper Kapanke grounds it foul on the third base side off the top of the Cavalier dugout. Koenig looking in. And it's now 2-1. Here's the pitch. Foul ball down the third baseline. CRBL action today. The Cadott Red Sox took game 1 of the doubleheader against the Beef River Bullfrogs by a score of 2-0. Koenig at the belt and delivers. It's outside for a ball. Count is full with 2 down. Traveling time for Campbell Kapanke as Brother Cooper is going to try and bring him around. Campbell's off with the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Hunter Hess heading back. It's off the wall. Campbell's rounding third, coming in to score. And Cooper Kapanke into second with a double off the wall. And the Cavaliers go on top 3-0. That's going to bring Jack Redwine to the plate. Redwine is 1 for 2, including an RBI single in the first inning. Kapanke takes his lead at second, and the pitch swung on him. Foul tip into the glove. Strike 1. Koenig at the belt, looks over at second, and he delivers. Fouled away at the plate. 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one missed outside. Koenig at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball left side, out of play.
No action in the Cardinals bullpen yet.
No, a couple guys sitting down there, but doing nothing more than sitting. One ball and 2 strikes to Jack Redwine. 2 down. Cooper Kapanke on second. 1 run in for the Cavs. Here's the pitch. Redwine grounds it out into right field for a base hit. Kapanke rounds third. He's going to come in and score. Redwine goes over to second on the play at the plate. So Redwine's going to get credit for an RBI single. And Kapanke comes in to score. Redwine goes to second on the play. And the Cavs go up on top 4-0. And we've got a little conference going on out at the mound. Cody Lozano having a discussion with Bryant Koenig. So Timon steps in with 2 down. Redwine at second. At the belt. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Koenig steps on.
Oh, they're going to
say a block here. Yep, they just called him for a balk because of the motion that he made towards second. So Red Wine moves over to third. Can he get the belt? And he delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Smith is under it, and he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've played 5, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Crescent Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Carson Park, and that message about the veterans free lifetime pass, such an important message, we thought we'd get it to you twice in a row. It bared repeating. Actually, I picked mine up. Actually, I got it 2 years ago now, and it's pretty nice. You get this nice little card, and when you come to the ballpark, you just show the card, and they say, "Welcome to the ball game," and you're good to go for some good Cavalier baseball.
You didn't even have to work in the back room or nothing?
I didn't have to do anything, just to show my veteran's identification, and on mine it's on my driver's license, and so I just showed them that, and boom, I got my pass. Due up for the Cardinals in the top of the 6th inning is Mason Bills. Bills is 0 for 2, and he follows that one back. Bills popped out to Boda at short, and then he also struck out. Drew Wathke on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Here's the pitch, fouled away.
Capital Ball has about Coffee House. 3 locations, one from Water Street, here in Eau Claire.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left field. Red Wine circling under it, makes the catch.
We got a new left fielder.
That's Jack Redwine out there, isn't it?
It's 20.
Yeah, that's Jack Redwine.
Is it? I got to take another look, because I'm pretty sure it's not. 30, 31, 34.
Oh, if it's 34, you're right. Another fly ball. He's going to get another chance here. Only Boda circling under it now and makes the catch. A.J. Lewis is down, and that brings up Spencer Hans. Now out in left field is Ashton Crowell. Not sure where he's coming into the batting order. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson moving back, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Wathke has faced the minimum in his 2 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and La Crescent nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Alvo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
New pitcher out there for the La Crescent Cardinals. It's Adam Olson on the mound. Bryant Koenig went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. On 5 hits, he did strike out 8 Cavaliers. Due up for the Cavs this inning, Luke Erickson, followed by Ben Boda and Cody Dayton. Strike called to Luke Erickson, who's 1 for 2, singled to left and popped out to the pitcher. And that pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1. Olson, a tall, lanky right-hander, pitches inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Two and 2 is the count. Olson into his wind in the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So it's going to bring up Ben Boda.
23.
Oh, my mistake. Ben Boda is not at bat. Drew Wathke is in the lineup at that spot. And the first pitch was a ball. Ground ball over towards first. Picked up and flipped over to Olson covering, and Wathke goes down. Now I believe it's Cody Dayton. Yes, Cody Dayton at the plate. And that pitch is inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. That one was low. 2-0 to Cody Dayton. He got on an error by the third baseman his first time up. Pitch was outside for a ball. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch swung on and fouled back into the screen. Full count to Cody Dayton. With 2 down. Here's the wind in the pitch. Foul back over the press box.
That ball brought to you by Westside Fire Grill. Find them on the web at westsidefarmgrill.com.
3-2 is the count. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike 3 called. Cody Dayton didn't like the call, but Matt Miller struck him out, or rung him up. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 6 or 5. And the Cavaliers 4, and we played 6. It's the Cavaliers 4 and the Crescent Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope.
Have some defensive changes for the Cavaliers. We'll get those to you in just a moment, as at the plate is Conley O'Keefe for the Cardinals. First pitch is high for a ball. Check swing just outside, ball 2. O'Keefe is 0 for 1, struck out, then he drew a walk. 2 balls and no strikes to O'Keefe. Fly ball out into left field.
That's trouble.
That one's going to hit at the warning track. And O'Keefe is going to check into second with a double. Cavaliers defensively, Caden Erickson is at third. Jackson Vance now at second. Cody Dayton is, or check that, Jackson Vance is at short. Cody Dayton is at second. Cooper Kopacki still over at first. Cole Timon behind the plate. Drew Wathke on the mound. At the plate right now is Caden Smith. Yes, it is. And then out in the outfield, it's Adam Kroll. Or check it, Ashton Kroll. Now he's coming in, makes the catch. Called off Jackson Vance and made the play out there. It brings up Cody Lozano. Luke Erickson is still playing center field, and Jack Redwine has moved over to right. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. Ben Boda working his way down toward the bullpen for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. High pop up. Cody Dayton makes the catch. Called it all the way. Going to bring up Jack Coleman. Coleman has struck out and flew to left. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. Wathke delivers. Ground ball, third base side, foul. Wathke at the belt. And he delivers. Fly ball to center field. Luke Erickson there, and he makes the catch. So for La Crescent, in the seventh, no runs on one hit, no errors, one left. And it's stretch time at Carson Park with the Cavaliers on top, 4-0 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, Jackson Vance, and then the top of the order, Caden Erickson and Campbell Kapanke.
The shortstop, Jackson, Vance.
So here's the pitch. That missed inside. Steve Kent having some fun with the Cavalier names today on the public address announcing. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. That one could fall in, but no, getting over there is Hunter Hess, and he makes the catch. That's going to bring Caden Erickson, our Geno's player of the game, to the plate. Caden did score in the first inning, so when you go out to Geno's tomorrow, mention Caden Erickson's name, get yourself a free appetizer for your table. Here's the pitch. That one missed low. 1 ball, no strikes. I think it did catch the corner, but it was low. Line shot out into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Erickson gets on base with a hit this time.
Caden Erickson with a good game.
Yeah, he's been on base 3 out of the 4 times he's come to the plate. Just 2 of them were by errors. So Campbell Kapanke, he'd like to pick up a hit in this game as well. He's 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts, drew a walk. Fouls it back into the screen. Erickson takes his lead at first. And the pitch. Swung and a miss, throw back down to first, and Erickson's back in.
Good throw by Lozano.
It was close. Yeah, I like this Cody Lozano behind the plate. He does a nice job back there. There's the pitch. He frames the ball well. Doesn't always get the call, but he frames it well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the umpires change it. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball out into center field. Smith is under it and makes the catch. Campbell hit it well, but right at Smith. And Ashton Kroll at the plate. He's into the lineup for Gabe O'Brien as far as batting order. First pitch is a called strike. 2 down. Caden Erickson on first. And that one missed outside.
Call a strike.
No, he did call it a strike.
Little delayed call there.
No balls, 2 strikes. To Ashton Kroll. The 0-2 pitch. Foul back at the plate. Count remains 0-2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called.
That's a good pitch.
Caught that outside corner. And so for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 7, and it's the Cavs 4. And the Cardinals nothing on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-2. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
Drew Wathke still on the mound for the Cavaliers. Starting his 3rd inning of work. I make a mistake there. Starting his 4th inning of work. And Justin Maxstad coming to the plate. Maxstad is 0 for 2. Struck out twice. Once looking and once swinging. Now we got our mics back. We have a power strip that likes to blow circuit breakers on warm days. There's a fly ball, short out into right field for a base hit. So we have Maxted at second, and that was Hunter Hess at first. It's going to bring up Mason Bills. Throw over to first, and back in safely is Hess. Where? The count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Mason Bills. Ground ball into center field. And the throw comes in. Bases are now loaded. 3 straight singles for the Cardinals, and that's going to get some attention by manager Ryan Bemnister.
Yeah, I think Drew is just kind of throwing him right down the middle of the plate. You know, maybe he wants him to take him a little deeper into the count and work around the plate instead of put it right down the middle.
And I suspect that they're talking about whether they're going to bring the corners up and get the runner at the plate, or if they're going to sacrifice the run to get the out.
Third baseman, A.J. Lewis.
And the corners are up. So they're going to try and get that runner at the plate. A.J. Lewis doubled once, but he's also grounded into a fielder's choice and popped out to the shortstop. Pitch is high for a ball. We're in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to A.J. Lewis. Wathke pulled the string on that. Lewis way out in front. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the net, straight back toward us. Dan was ready to get that one.
I just pretended I had my glove on.
Just as long as it doesn't go through the webbing when that happens. Line shot out into center field. 1 run is in. Picked up by Erickson. He fires it into Kapanke as the cutoff man. That's 4 consecutive singles. And Maxted came in to score. And it's going to bring in Spencer Hans. Base is still loaded, nobody out. Tying run is now on first. Wathke gets him to foul it off on the left side. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball out into center field. Luke Erickson back, makes the catch. Runner tags. Coming toward the plate. Throw comes into third base. So Spencer Hans flies out to center field. but he gets a sacrifice. Now runners at first and second with one down. Conley O'Keefe at the plate. Doubled his last time up. He's also struck out and walked. And the pitch. Pop up. And back there is Cody Dayton, and he makes the catch from his second base spot. That's going to bring up Caden Smith with two down. Watkey at the belt. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Watkey is the pitcher of record. It's his game to win. He came in after 4 innings, and he was the pitcher in the 5th. Swinging and a miss for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. That's high for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. He doesn't want to lose him here and load the bases. There's the pitch. Ball 4, he did.
We're going to see a pitching change.
Yep. So we're going to get a pitching change for the Cavaliers, and we'll have that for you right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to announce that the new home for Colfax Viking football is now NLWN-2. Our first game broadcast is coming up on Friday, August 18th. The Colfax Vikings will host the Whitehall Norse. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 18th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
And the new rump on the bump for the Cavaliers is Ben Boda. Ben made his debut a couple nights ago. And threw pretty well in that outing. For Drew Watkey, went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs. Both are earned on 5 hits. And he is also responsible for all 3 runners on base. Boda in, looking to pick up a 4-out save. 2 down, we're in the top of the 8th. And Cody Lozano at the plate. Lozano's 0 for 3. Grounded to second, struck out, and popped to second. And that pitch missed outside for a ball. Boda looking in. Works from the windup, and that got him in the back, and it's an RBI hit by the pitch to Lozano. That run is charged to Watkey. It's going to bring up Jack Coleman. He's 0 for 3. Tying run is on third. And we have a courtesy runner out there. And Loudon Pollard, or
Number
no,
2.
check this. This is Brian.
I think it's number 2.
Yeah, it's Bryant Koenig. Well, they both wear number 2.
Oh, okay.
And this is Bryant Koenig out there. Pitch is called strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to Jack Coleman. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. So, for La Crescent, they pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. They were loaded. So we've completed 7.5. And it's the Cavaliers 4 and La Crescent 3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Alvo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Back here at Carson Park, new pitcher on the mound for the La Crescent Cardinals, Lance Pullinger. Adam Olson went the last 2 innings, gave up no runs on 1 hit, and struck out 3. So leading off for the Cavs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cavs could definitely use some insurance runs right now, Cooper Kapanke. Tyson Woodcock warming up down in the Cavalier bullpen. Pitch is high for a ball. I'm half expecting to see a kitchen sink go walking out there because manager Ryan Bedminster's throwing everything. High pop foul back. And it's off the net. One ball and 1 strike to Cooper Kapanke. And the pitch is outside to Kapanke. 2 balls and a strike. Fouled back. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Cooper Kapanke. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. Cavs up by a run. Here's the pitch. Fly ball foul on the right side. Out of play.
Ball brought to you by Northern Light Webcasting Network or NLWN-TV on YouTube.
Pollinger looking in, and he delivers. Chopper foul. And the count holds at 2-2. Panky, that crafty veteran, knows how to hang tough at the plate. And the pitch. That's outside for ball 3. Three balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Kapanke. And ball 4. Kapanke checked his swing, and they appealed down to first, and he says, nope, he held it up. So Kapanke at first. Jack Redwine comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 today, singled twice, flew out to left. In fact, both of his singles were RBI singles. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch inside for a ball. One ball and 1 strike to Jack Redwine. Here's the pitch. That's low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. That's high. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's pitch coming here for Jack Redwine. Be nice to see him tee off on one right about now. Strike called. So the count goes full with nobody out. Cooper Kapanke on first. Cole Timon on deck. And the pitch. Line shot out in the left field for a base hit. And Redwine has a 3-hit day. Kapanke checks in at second. Cole Timon comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Struck out. Flew out to center field. And also had a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball to Cole Timon. Loudon Pollinger on the mound. Runners take their leads. Pollinger's pitch. That's low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody out. Cavs have 2 runners on. They're up by a run. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trying to pick up some insurance here. And the pitch. High and inside, ball 3. My guess is Timon's going to be taking all the way on this one. At the belt and the pitch. Ball 4. Timon draws the walk. That's the second walk of the inning given up by Pollinger. And we're going to get a conference at the mound. Justin Maxted, the manager, is heading out there. We have a courtesy runner. Blake Bemnister is in for Timon. So do it for the Cavaliers as they've concluded their conference at the mound is Luke Erickson. And Erickson is 1 for 3. Single to left. Pitches outside for a ball. He also popped back to the pitcher and struck out. Bases loaded, nobody out. It's low for a ball. Now you got to be really picky as a hitter because a walk scores a run, and that's what the Cavaliers need right now. So a little bit of insurance.
And he hasn't found the strike zone yet.
Fouled back. I think Erickson did fight off a strike. That was a pretty good looking pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pollinger delivers. It's inside. 3-1. Hitter's pitch coming up here. But it's got to be just about perfect because, like we said, a walk's a run here. Pollinger delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. I think Luke Erickson thought he had ball 4 there. Full count to Luke Erickson with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the payoff pitch. Ground ball into right field. That scores at least 1, and they're going to hold everybody else up. But Luke Erickson with an RBI single to right. And it scores Cooper Kapanke. Cavs go up on top 5-3. And up to the plate comes the pitcher, Ben Boda. Now Boda is 0 for 2. Flew out to right and struck out. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Still nobody out, bases loaded. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's high. 3 balls, no strikes, and again, a walk is a run. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called. Boda taking all the way on that. And it's fouled back into the screen. Count is now full. This was the count when Erickson lined his shot out into right field. Boda steps up to the plate. And the pitch. Inside. Ball 4, and it's an RBI walk for Ben Boda. As Jack Redwine comes in to score. That moves Blake Bemnister over to third. Luke Erickson at second. Ben Boda at first. And Cody Dayton at the plate. Pitch is high. And the pitch. That was also high. 2-0 is now the count. Pollinger really struggling to find that strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. A couple of runs in for the Cavs. And it's a called strike on the outside corner. Bemnister with his lead on third. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. Bemnister in to score. Here comes Luke Erickson in to score. Runners come over, and checking in at second is Cody Dayton. He'll get credit for a single, and then he went to second on the play because the throw came through to the plate. But 2 runs came in. He'll get both of those.
Number 15, Andrew Miller.
Andrew Milner is going to be pinch hitting. And the first pitch is a called strike. Cavs have runners at second and third. With nobody out. They've hung a 4 spot up on the board. And strike 2 called. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Milner goes down on strikes. So that's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Caden Erickson coming to the plate. Last time up, Erickson singled to left. So he's 1 for 4. Pitch is high for a ball. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 2. And that pitch is low, ball 3. 3-0 to Erickson. Two runners on, first base is open. And that's high for ball 4. Caden Erickson draws the walk. That's the 4th time he's been on base today. And you know, Dan, that's your job as a leadoff hitter, regardless of method.
Yeah, right. You got to make sure you get on base.
And there's the one that Ann thinks is the cutest little bat boy in the league. Pitch is outside to Campbell Kapanke with the bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, make him work right now.
He's throwing a lot of pitches. That one is a called strike. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Kapanke goes down swinging. That's the 3rd strikeout on him today. It's going to bring up Gabe O'Brien, who also had, well, no, check that.
Number 34.
Ashton Crowell at the plate. He struck out his last time up. Went down looking. Fouls that one off on the right side. Here's the pitch. It's out. Called strike. Bases loaded. No balls, 2 strikes. To Ashton Crowell. Here's the pitch. That was low for a ball. You know, Dan, I think framing the pitch works better for high-low than it does for left-right.
Yeah, because you can't skip it in like that and think you're going to get the call.
And the pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases loaded. Cavs have 4 runs in this inning.
But if you keep that ball low, then it'll probably be a ground ball, and then they get that play at the plate.
Here's the pitch. It's high. So the bases are loaded now. To Ashton Crowell. Made his Cavalier debut on Saturday. Here's the pitch. Ground ball into the infield. Coming up and making the play, toss over to first was Mason Bills over to O'Keefe. And Crow grounds out second to first. But the Cavaliers pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and the bases were left loaded. So, we've completed 8 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Crescent Cardinals 3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Tuesday, July 25th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Osteo Merchants from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Tuesday, July 25th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Here at the top of the ninth, for the Crescent, Justin Maxwell.
And it's the other baseball national anthem, Neil Diamond with a little Sweet Caroline going on here at Carson Park. And stepping up to the plate for the Crescent Cardinals is Justin Maxted. He's 1 for 3 and scored one of the 3 runs that the Cardinals have. Boda out there to try to pick up the save. First pitch was a ball, soft grounder over to Dayton, and he throws it over to first for the out. Going to bring up Hunter Hess. Hess singled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Cavs on top, 8-3. Boda is in line to get a save because it was 4-3 when he came in. Pitch is high for a ball. There's the wind and the pitch. That one's low and away for a ball. Pitcher of record right now is Drew Wathke. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Three balls and no strikes to Hunter Hess. There's a strike on the outside edge. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Ben Boda into the wind and the pitch. It's outside for ball 4. Mason Bills coming to the plate. He singled and scored back in the last inning when the Cardinals put up 3. He was the third of those 3 runs. Boda delivers. Pitch is just a little bit high for a ball. Here's the pitch. Foul back. And that one stays right in front of the windows on the press box over on our far right. Dan can't wait to go get that one.
You read my mind.
Here's the pitch. Foul back. One ball, two strikes. Boda steps off, wipes the gnats out of his face. Guess they didn't use the Noxzema in. And the pitch. Outside, it gets past Timon and down to second. Goes Hunter Hess. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A lot of gnat swatting going on down there. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Heading back is Erickson. He's there. He makes the catch. Runner tags heading towards third. He's going to be safe. So 2 down. That brings up A.J. Lewis. He singled with an RBI last time up. He's actually 2 for 4. He also doubled earlier in the game. 2 down now. Ben Boda delivers. It's high for a ball. What was that?
My chauffeur showed up.
I see that. And the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. On A.J. Lewis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Scooped by Kapanke. He's going to try to beat him to the base. He does not. A.J. Lewis with an infield hit. And in to score. He also picks up an RBI on that. And in to score is Hunter Hess. Making the score Cavaliers 8 and La Crescent 4. At the plate is Spencer Hans. Pitch is outside for a ball. Hans is 0 for 3. He also had a sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch. High and away. Ball 2. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And a strike called. Count goes to 3-1. Runner on first. Fly ball out into center field. Erickson circling under it, and that ball game is over. So for the Cardinals, they do pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. Final score, Cavaliers 8, Cardinals 4. And we'll have a lot more for you on Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game. Time now for Talkin' Baseball, with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game, presented by Mama Squirrel's Cleaning and more. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Rick Olson, Ann Monroe, and Dan Petchow. And we're going to have manager Ryan Bemnister coming up, but let me go through the numbers in this game. Cavaliers come out on top with a final score of 8-4. Cavs had 8 runs on 8 hits. They committed no errors. And the Crescent Cardinals, 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 3 errors. The winning pitcher was Drew Wathke, as he was the pitcher of record when we got past the 5th inning. And the losing pitcher was Bryant Koenig, and then the save went to Ben Boda. A 4-out save for Ben Boda tonight. So, Dan, all in all, a pretty good outing for the Cavs.
Yeah, I thought the Cavs pitching was really good today. You know, got to see some guys I haven't seen pitch before, and they all did a good job.
And joining us right now is Ryan Bemnister, and you said it was going to be fun. You said it was going to be mixed up, and it was all of that.
Yes, it was. Good day for baseball.
It was, and you threw everything, and possibly even including the kitchen sink out there on the mound, and you know what? They all came through. I was very happily surprised by Gabe O'Brien's performance.
Yeah, but Gabe and I have been talking for a few games about that, actually, and he wanted to get on the mound sooner or later, and we still had a couple non-conference games, so it worked out pretty good.
He had 2 innings pitched and struck out 5. I mean, he came in that first inning, he struck out the side. Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
It was a good change of pace. I think that's one of those things where you gotta do that. You know, Jalen throws really hard, so you bring somebody in that's a little tick slower, and then another guy a little tick slower, a little jerky on the stuff with.
Now we're back on with that, and we'll reset the cameras here. And they'll be back in just a moment. Not that there's anything going on out on the field anyway, but now we're back with our microphones.
You can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can hear my beautiful voice.
Yeah, we have a power strip that tends to like to pop the circuit breaker on these warm days, and
that's all right.
It's tired. It's done with baseball for the day. And but the Cavaliers played well today for a non-conference. Got a little revenge for that doubleheader sweep down there, and you know, Caden Erickson, got to hand it to Caden, finds ways to get on base.
Yeah,
those first 2 trips to the plate, those should have been outs, but he hustles down that base path, and well,
that's just a lesson for kids to learn right there. I mean, hustle out everything, no matter what. You never know what's going to happen in the field of error. Maybe the catcher drops the ball, whatever it is. Just always make sure you're prepared to run to first base. And he's always is. He's a hustler. He's one of our leaders. That's what he does. That's what he leads by example that way, and it shows. And that's why we got him in the leadoff spot. So
and you just took the words right out of my mouth. Those young players that are paying attention. Yeah, you go down that first base line like somebody's chasing you with an open flame or something, because that's why he got on base. What did I have here? 4 out of 5 trips to the plate.
Yep.
You know, 1 was a walk, 2 were errors, 1 was a base hit, and then he flew out 1 time.
Yeah.
So that's what you expect out of a leadoff hitter.
That's exactly it. I mean, he sets the table for those other guys to do what they're supposed to be doing. You know, a couple of guys were batting in different positions than they normally do today, and it showed a little bit in their approach and stuff. But, you know, we're missing a couple of guys still. We had 18, 19 guys here. We're still missing a couple of guys. You know, but a non-conference game, we're going to put people in uncomfortable situations and stuff like that. But everybody pulled through in the lineup today. Everybody did a job today. Everybody was... It's
well, not only that, but Caden was our Geno's player of the game. So when he scored in the first inning, he took care of business right away.
Pressure's off.
And, I mean, that must be why the Cavs won 8-4.
It is.
All the pressure was off because Caden scored, and we all get appetizers out at Geno's.
Really happy that we had to put 4 runs on the board in the 8th inning to get the 8th. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we Crescent's a good team, and they're going to score runs, and they were shorthanded a little bit today too. But they got their 1 through probably 5, 6, 7 hitters. They're pretty good hitters out there. You know, the whole team's pretty good, but we knew we weren't going to hold them down, especially just kind of throwing everybody a couple innings. You know, you hope you can keep it to minimal damage, and that's exactly what it was. Drew just ran out a little bit of gas in that 7th inning and stuff, but, you know, Ben came in and finished it for him, and we were fine.
And your first 2 pitchers did well. Yeah, and I was going to say, Ben Boda, he's going to turn himself into a closer if you're not careful.
Yeah, and it's a nice thing to discover in those games that we pitched him in, you know, against whoever it was, Marshfield or St. Paul or whatever it was. But we learned that he could throw the ball again, and it's good to have that because you never know when you're going to run out of an arm or you're going to have an injury or anything like that.
You know, you've got tournament play coming up, whether it's the CRBL or the WBA. There's game after game after game, and sometimes you have to get pretty deep into the bullpen.
Yeah. Well, in this stretch run that we got here for the next 3 games, where we got 2 big games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and another big one on Sunday that we need to win for the CRBL. I mean, it's a huge making sure that we have Lucas Coste's got full rest. Andrew Miller's going to have almost full rest. Jackson's got full rest. Tyson hasn't pitched in low. I mean, these guys are rested going into that stretch, and it's going to be great to have fresh arms for that stretch.
Well, Cavaliers come out on top 8-4. Big game coming up here at Carson Park on Tuesday. You just hinted at it. Osseo Merchants, it's been discovered they are beatable. Oh, yeah. Tilden did that, and in fact, Tilden swept them. You guys swept Tilden.
There you go.
Let's do the math.
I think that if the recipe's there, we're good to go.
So, congratulations on the 8-4 win today, and we'll be back with more Talking Baseball right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV up here.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Carson Park, Cavs come out on top 8-4 over the Crescent Cardinals. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, overall good game for the whole team. You know, good defense. I thought that was the key part of the game was the pitching, and the bats came alive in the second part of the game. And
you made the comment about good defense. A goose egg up there in the error column. No errors. You know, you play error-free ball, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I thought they kept everything in front of them. They had a couple get by them towards, 7th, 8th inning. But, big win. On to the next game.
Okay, and that next game will be on Tuesday. So join us here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the CRBL South Division champion Osseo Merchants from Carson Park. And coverage begins at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. Also, join us next Saturday here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2 as we bring you Northern Lights Football League playoff action when the Eau Claire Cowboys host the Central Wisconsin Bandits. We don't know where that game is going to be yet. Some stadium conflicts trying to get figured out, but we aren't positive about the start time. I think our coverage is going to begin at 2:30. Follow our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com and the information will be there. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification. And the Cavaliers will be happy to issue your lifetime pass. Just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Geno's player of the game was Caden Erickson, and Caden did score. He did it right away in the first inning. And you stop by Geno's tomorrow and mention Caden Erickson's name, and you'll get a free appetizer for your table. There is limit, one per table, but hey, what the heck? It's on Caden and Geno's, and head out there and get that free appetizer. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game is brought to you by Geno's Pizza, right next to Action City, near the intersection of Highways 93 and I-94. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. The Goat Coffee House at 336 Water Street for good coffee and great sandwiches. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. Mama Squirrel's Cleaning and More, ready to get your house sparkling. Your Napa Auto Parts Store, 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe on the computer, Dan Petchow doing both color and camera. That's a CC day for you. This is Rick Olson reminding you that final score. Cavaliers 8 and the Crescent Cardinals 4. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.